Well, Vicky, what would you like to be coached on today?
Oh, where to begin?
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm based in the Texas market area, Houston specifically.
Okay.
If we want to get real detailed, North Houston in the Woodlands area.
Okay.
Um, and I'm fairly new, both to
Okay.
the industry and to the area. Um,
Okay.
mhm, mhm.
How new?
And
When did you get licensed?
right at the end of 2020, before Christmas.
Okay. So a little over a year, about a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about your experience so far.
Well, currently I'm with EXP Realty.
Okay.
Um, due to the fact that it's virtual based and what during the pandemic, the uncertainty of the outcome, I thought play it safe with virtual.
Okay.
Um, and then currently I was trying to focus on buyers. But within the year, I found it difficult trying to get buyers. With my bachelor's in digital media, I was playing against my weaknesses rather than my strengths using
Okay.
digital media um, to focus more on listings. But as they say, focus on buyers, get your feet wet. That's how you learn and grow, as they say. As they say.
As they say, some say that. I may not say that. How many have you sold so far in your career?
Nothing, Lisa. Nothing.
Nothing
Yeah,
yet?
not
Okay.
because I'm in my head. It's all been a mental configuration, if you will.
Okay. So tell me what's going
Um,
on with that.
to be transparent, it hasn't been the best few years, both with personal and professionally.
Mhm.
Um, my friend, I had a friend who was diagnosed with breast cancer recently.
Mm. Okay.
She had a double mastectomy. She's my age. I
Mm.
have another friend who she had a partial hysterectomy, again, around my age.
Yeah.
Um, and then, of course, I'm with my mother, and she got her vehicle stolen.
Oh gosh.
uh, this all happened this summer, um, and then this past Labor Day weekend was my birthday weekend. So as much as I wanted to celebrate, I just couldn't let go of these series of unfortunate events
Okay.
that have happened. Um, but uh, now, fast forward, everybody is better. Everybody's doing well. Um, we now I'm just kind of focusing on, all right, now it's just straight business, straight me, straight real estate. um
Okay. Is this something you do full time?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you might be starving.
She's quite hungry, yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So tell me, so just kind of give me what we call kind of a thought download. Like, what do you like? You came to me asking for some coaching. What do you feel like you want coaching on?
Just that break of mental, like that, to get rid of the imposter syndrome,
Okay.
just that mind shift. um because prior to all of this, my mental was a lot different, very like independent, very like go get them, very like you don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna execute. Now
Okay.
I just feel like a sense of loss.
Okay. Prior to what?
To coming to the Houston Metroplex, so prior to the
Okay.
pandemic.
So
Yeah,
prior to your move.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Prior to what did you, and before you were in digital marketing? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I have a degree in digital media, so video
Awesome.
photography, social media, the whole
Awesome.
shebang. Yeah.
Okay. Those are some awesome skills that a lot of us wish we had that we don't. Raise my hand on that one. Okay. All right. So you moved to Texas.
Mhm,
You got your license when you moved.
mhm.
Okay. Why did you get your license?
Um, my mother, she aspires to be a homeowner of herself. Currently, these past couple of years, she's just been renting
Okay.
an apartment. I thought, let me be a good daughter and help mother achieve this dream of hers.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I wanted to do. My I guess tagline is just to show up, show out, and serve others. I just kind of feel a very sense of guidance or strong will to assist people.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's just a feeling.
Okay. So
Mhm,
you like to help people. You like to assist people.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay. What's stopping you?
Myself.
Okay.
Myself,
What
100%
about
myself.
yourself is stopping you?
Um, just I know what to do, like the steps, who to contact, build those relationships, how to appear to be the expert in my area, make it till you fake it type of thing. Because my sphere isn't a strong sphere. My
Right.
sphere, they rather see me perform before they actually give me a performance. Does that make sense?
Before they give you business?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of gravitate towards the online presence, the online possible clientele. I just can't bring myself to show face, to show face.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I don't know what mental rearrangement I need to do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you don't like to show a face on social media?
Right. I mean, I could show everything else, do the very behind the scenes type. Um,
Okay.
but I know that we need to present ourselves
Hmm.
front face rather than behind the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why do we need to do social media? Like, why do you need to have your face on social media?
To be seen, to be heard, to be known, to build that repertoire with people who, as they say, not look, know, like, and trust you.
Okay.
Um, I know that's quite important for us because again, my sphere isn't the best sphere, and it's fine. It's fine.
It isn't the best sphere.
It
Okay,
isn't
so
the best sphere.
we have a lot of like limiting thoughts
Yes, ma'am.
that we've got going on.
Hmm.
Okay. Which one of those thoughts seems like the most, like you're feeling the most resistance toward?
Which is the one that I feel.
Let me ask you this in a different way, actually. How do you feel right now about your job? How do you feel?
How do I feel? That I can do it. That I can do it.
How do you feel when you came to me and you're telling me there's something wrong, I need a rearrangement? How are you feeling at that moment?
Honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're being honest to me. Okay, you're being honest, but how are you feeling like inside about yourself?
We're like at a 65% of feeling positive about myself.
Okay, what's the other 35%?
Very negative. Very,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so you feel negative, you're feeling when you're okay. Is there anything else you want to use to describe that? Like, how do you feel inside your body when you're like, I don't want to give you the words, but when you're like negative, what other words come to mind? We're tapping into the part that's not working. So I know you were going toward the, I'm being positive and I know I could do this and nobody can stop me, but somewhere inside there, you're telling yourself something different.
Like I know, like you can be successful, and that's intimidating. Like to be honest, I'm
Okay.
fearing my own success because I know I
Okay.
could do well in
Okay.
this.
All right. So our feeling that we're having is fear. Have you seen the model before? Have you attended any of my trainings to understand the model?
No, man. No.
Okay. I'm going to teach you something freeing.
Okay.
Let me see if I have this written down already. I probably don't. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, let's do a redo here. Just a second. Let me flip this over. Okay. So here's how it works.
Mhm.
We have circumstances. Okay. Circumstances are things that we can't control. We can't control that your mom had her car stolen. We can't control that your friend had a vasectomy. Like, we can't control any of those things, right? Those are circumstances. We can't control those. Okay. We'll just use those as examples. Okay. What we think is truth is really just the thoughts that we are having about our circumstances. Okay, where we're creating all this emotion and the way that we're feeling, it comes from what we're thinking. So we think a lot of times that like business, you have a real estate business, right? and you're thinking that that's intimidating. It's intimidating to be successful. Okay. That's a thought that you're having about your real estate business. Does that make sense? Is real estate really intimidating? Could we really agree? Like, I don't think it's intimidating. You could think it's intimidating, but again, that's not truth. That's just a thought that we're having about real estate. Okay, make sense? Okay, so what happens is, oh shoot, hold on just a second. Oh no, I did. Okay, good. Like, did I hit record? I forgot. Okay, so our thoughts create our feelings. So the feeling that you just told me right now is fear, right? That's what we're having is fear. And sometimes we can identify our feelings, but we're having a hard time connecting, like, what are we really thinking that's creating that feeling? Does that make sense? So what you told me was being successful is intimidating. Is that okay? So we're going to plug that in here. Being successful is intimidating. Okay. All right. And that's creating your fear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to flip back over here. So when we feel like, when our thoughts create our feelings, from our feelings, that's what drives our actions. So this is our action line. And our feelings are driving whatever actions we're taking, or sometimes whatever actions we're not taking, right? So sometimes it's inaction. Sometimes it's not always that we're taking action, okay? And from there, those actions are creating the results that we're getting in our lives. Absolutely cannot disprove this. This is called the model. This is what I'm certified to teach. And so what we tend to do is, when we have a problem, we're not receiving the results that we want, we go straight to our action line. We're like, okay, well, I'm not doing the things. Okay, let's find another program. Let's find another solution. Somebody to tell me how to sell. Right? Like, how are we going to find new buyers and new sellers? And how am I going to do my business? And we're trying to solve our results with what action should we be taking? But our results are directly tied to the thoughts that we're having. So let's plug that in here and see what kind of results that we're getting in your business. So you have your real estate license in Houston. Okay. And do you feel like a part of that circumstance is that you moved to Houston?
Correct.
Okay, so you moved to Houston and got licensed. Okay, so you moved to Houston and got licensed. So when you did that, is that why you're thinking about that situation, that being successful is intimidating, or is there something else about this situation that you're feeling is intimidating?
Yeah. Within Houston is predominantly my family, and I've
Okay.
always been separated from my family.
Okay.
I'm originally from Dallas.
Okay.
So with this move, the expectation of family and being of servitude within real estate to help them achieve home ownership, including my mother, it feels like there's a lot of pressure because
Okay.
we want you to succeed. We want you to succeed. But how can I succeed when you, as my sphere, aren't necessarily supporting me or like vouching for me?
Okay, so we have a couple different, we have a couple different thoughts there. So it's not necessarily that it's intimidating. You said the word expectation, that they're expecting you to be successful. Okay, does that sound a little bit more true than just the fact that being successful is intimidating?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're gonna kind of so you're saying being successful is an expectation
Yes, ma'am.
of your family?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hopefully you can read that. Can you read that? That
Yes,
was
ma'am.
messy. Okay. Okay, so let me flip this over here. Okay, so being successful is an expectation of my family.
Mhm.
Okay, when you think that, is that creating fear?
Yeah, it's creating fear. It's creating doubt.
Okay,
And prior to the move, I was never someone who was doubtful of herself.
okay, okay, good. Okay, does fear or doubt ring more true when we say that?
Doubt.
Doubt. So
Doubt.
okay. Okay. So see how it's, I mean, we gotta follow the pattern here, right? But
Yeah.
even what we're talking about, we think that it's fear, but it's really doubt, right? So when you feel doubtful,
Mhm.
how are you showing up? What are you doing or not doing?
What am I doing or not doing? I can tell you the not.
Okay,
I'm not implementing cold calling. I'm not implementing predominantly cold calling or
Okay.
connecting like with others in the industry, lenders, title,
Okay,
that sort of thing.
okay. So you're not implementing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you're not implementing, okay, let me back you up just a little bit. So
Mhm.
when you moved to Houston, you got licensed, and now you're thinking being successful is an expectation of my family.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think that thought,
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling doubt.
Yes.
And from doubt, that's causing you to not implement.
Right. Like a being at a standstill.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So by thinking this thought, the actions that you're taking is creating, or it's not just creating evidence, but you are less likely to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's your result that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why are you less likely to be successful?
Because I'm not taking action.
Mhm.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah. So remember, we tend to go to the action line, and then we're like,
Yeah.
I need to go implement more. I'm not doing all the things, right? I need more courses.
we have to go from our to our thoughts
To our thought line.
to our thoughts.
So when you're telling yourself being successful is an expectation of my family,
Mm-hmm.
that is creating for you that you're less likely to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So when you came to me and you said, I'm stuck and I got something going on up here
Uh-huh.
that I need to figure out, the problem isn't any of the action items that you think, I could teach you action items all day long.
Right.
But as long as you're thinking that being successful is an expectation of your family, that's creating doubt, which is causing you to not implement.
Mm-hmm.
So I could give you all the tools in the world and you won't implement them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you're less likely to be successful.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Is this true?
No,
Okay. Why is this not true?
because I shouldn't allow my expectations to be based on my family. My real expectations should be about like what I can do, like for myself,
Mhm.
or like to grow and thrive and be that servitude to others within this industry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you really think that your family has an expectation in a negative? This is kind of a negative. You've put this in a negative light,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Where you're like, oh, my family thinks I should be successful. And now I feel this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not successful, then what?
Yeah. Oh,
Do you, are they going to love you less?
No, no.
No.
I don't mean to get emotional, but I think
That's
it's
okay.
happening.
That's okay. You're not the first one. You're not the first one. It's mind blowing, right? You created this, but they didn't create this for you.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And deep down inside you, you have this other part of you that's like, I'm awesome. I can do anything. I can accomplish. Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
Right.
Move out of the way. I'm amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
No one's telling you you can't do that. Your family's not telling you you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I gotta be telling me.
Yeah. But why are we thinking this? Why do we think that our family is expecting us to be successful?
It's because I just feel like there's like all eyes on me since I'm the last one to come to Houston to be surrounded by family. I feel that, oh, now that she's finally here, let's see if she can really, back that talk or back those actions, or let's see it, and if I'm not producing, or if they're not seeing it, then how are they gonna believe that, oh, she won't succeed, or like she is going to succeed.
Mhm.
But really I should just be like, tune out them, tune out those thoughts, tune those things out, and just be like, no, I can do this, and I will show you that I can do it. And
Yeah.
then you'll come. Yeah.
There's a bit of a gap between what you just told me, which is, even if did they even tell you like, oh, now we need to see what you can do? Like, all
No.
eyes on you. Now it's your turn. You better just do not do it wrong. Have they said that?
No.
They haven't said it at all.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this just cleared up a lot of things in my life just now.
That's awesome. The awareness that we get from stopping for a moment to see what we're thinking and what it's creating for us.
Mhm.
And the thing is, we say this enough time to ourselves that it's true. You believe it's true, right? You really believed when you just came and told me this, that, and you even just said more things. Like, I'm the last one that's here, and now I'm the one that's going to have to perform, and they're going to see if I'm successful, and can I match what I said I'm going to do?
Right. Wow. I like this model, Lisa. I like that. Can we implement this for other things, like other thought
Everything.
patterns?
Everything. So you take this exact model, and you can use this for everything. If you are not, you can go on, you can start in any of these spaces. Sometimes it's a circumstance and we need to think differently about a circumstance. A lot of times it's easier to get in touch with either our actions, like what we're doing or not doing. Feelings is a pretty easy spot to go to too, because we can feel pretty easy. Like, I feel depressed, or I feel upset, or I'm feeling, okay, why am I, like, what's happening that I'm feeling this way? Right? Like, what's going on? And then if you think, well, I'm feeling this way because I'm thinking, right, that my husband's mad at me. My poor husband, he's always an example. But if I'm thinking my husband's mad at me, he's an easy scapegoat, and I'm feeling upset. Like, is he really mad at me? Like, what's the true circumstance? Right? Because what happens is our brains, they'll get caught up in those thought patterns of, I say this to myself and I say it so many times that I start looking for evidence to support it. And then we think it's a fact. But what we have to stop and realize is, if we told our story with just the facts, So tell me your story again, but just in facts.
Just in facts. Okay. Um, I moved to Houston at the turn of the pandemic. I received my real estate license, and I'm currently a realtor as of these past 2 years, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the facts.
Those are the facts.
Yeah. Everything else are things that we're thinking. I think that my mom needs to buy a house. I think that I need to be successful. I think that they're wanting me to be successful. I think they're watching me,
Mhm.
right? I think they have an expectation for me.
Yeah.
Those are all things that you're creating. And what we can realize is just this. You can totally choose to think that. If this is serving you, if this serves you and makes you feel good, by all means, keep with it.
No.
But if we don't like how it makes us feel,
Mhm.
we can change this,
Mhm.
right? So what else could you think about moving to Houston and getting licensed?
Well, Houston is growing. Houston is
Okay.
growing, especially in the northern part of the Houston area.
Right.
So in turn, there's a lot of opportunity.
Okay. So you moved to Houston. And you got licensed.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes you can work backwards for this too, right? This is called an intentional model. So the first model that we did is an unintentional model. It's our brains going wild. That's what it's like. Our brain is a toddler with a knife, and it's just running around and it's doing its thing, right? It's kind of scary, and we don't have any control over it. That's what our unintentional model is. There are thoughts that come into our head that we think are truth.
Mhm.
They're not necessarily truth because we're not intentionally thinking them, right? It's like our primitive brain is just coming up with these things. Our brain thinks it's helping us. It thinks it's serving us, right? By saying like, oh, they expect me to be successful, therefore I should go be successful. Right. That's like, we think that that's helpful, but what we can see is that's not what it's creating for us, not creating for you. Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you're coming through an intentional model, you moved to Houston, you got licensed. You can, if we have a hard time coming up with a thought that really gets us like that, you have to believe it.
Okay.
In an intentional model, it can't just be like, I think I can do it. It has to be something that you believe that empowers you. Okay.
Okay.
So you could jump to like, how do you want to feel about moving to Houston and getting licensed?
How do I want to feel about me moving to Houston and how I got licensed?
Mm-hmm.
That like it's like a refresh or like a reset or like this may be new, but I'm accepting it and I'm taking full charge of it. Like I'm taking this new move as a new opportunity for myself to grow and develop and to become like a pretty awesome realtor out here because nobody is like me. Nobody's
Awesome.
like me. Nobody can
Okay.
do it like me. No one can do the digital media aspects of real estate like me.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being conceited, Lisa.
That's why it's not conceited. No one can do it like me. Is that true?
That's absolutely 100% true. No one
That's
can do it like
right.
me.
No one can do it like me. I'm not you. We all do it different ways.
Yes, and that's
right?
good.
And that's
Yes,
good. No one can do it like me, right? Let's add an exclamation point to that. No one can do it like me.
like me.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm going to become the next Cardi B of real estate. Yes,
Right? And how does that
yes.
feel?
That
You're
feels
Cardi B.
awesome. That feels awesome. That
That
feels
feels
great.
awesome. Okay, awesome, great. Like you're pretty excited at the moment, like
Yes.
right?
That I can do it. That I can do it.
Okay, so
That I can do it. That I can do it.
you can do it. And how does that make you feel?
Like I want to go outside and tell everybody,
Okay. So you're excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the best word to describe that?
Excited, enthused.
Enthused?
Excited, enthused, like fired up.
But I, for some reason, cannot spell enthused.
Oh,
Well, whatever. We're gonna spell it like that.
yes, that's how I would spell it.
I'm like, is there an A? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Okay, you get the point. So we're excited. We're enthused, right?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
enthused. If enthused sounds even better than excited, get rid of this one. You are enthused.
Enthused, yes.
Okay, when you're enthused, what do?
I tend to turn my phone on and get on the camera and on my social media and just kind of talk to my fans.
Okay,
Which
so
are
you
really
get on
just,
social.
yeah, get on social.
Okay, so you're now doing the work.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Anything else that you're doing?
Um,
When you feel enthused, what do?
I tend to listen to like music and kind of get, creative in that aspect.
Okay. Get creative.
I tend to use like Canva, for example, and just kind of start brainstorming that way on how I could do photos or do video differently, or
You're taking a whole lot of action, it sounds like to me too. You got all sorts of ideas
yeah.
of action that you're taking. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're enthused. So now you moved to Houston and you got licensed. Now you're thinking no one can do it like me.
Yeah.
Which is making you feel enthused. And in turn, you're getting on social, you're getting creative, you're doing the work, you're taking action. Right? When you're doing all those things, the results that you're getting is that you're not just, I hate to put the word successful on it because we don't want to necessarily like label, right? Because success can be defined so differently.
Correct.
But you are creating and more likely to hit your goals.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And then I feel like once I get enthused, I want to share that with like-minded people, whether they listen to it or not. I just feel like, let me share you my knowledge, my insight. Have you thought about this or that? And that gets me even more excited to continue on and help others, because I just feel like that's my calling.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then you're again still more likely. All these things that fuel this cycle are creating you be more likely to be successfar. How does that feel?
I like this CTFAR a lot better than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's changed? You still moved to Houston and you still got licensed.
Right.
It's just what you're thinking about that circumstance.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. I think I just went through a therapy session and
It's a fun thing about coaching. It's not therapy because we work on the now and the future and projecting like what you want in your life, even though we do identify the things that will hold you back, right? But the things it's not necessarily traumatic. We make it traumatic.
We make it traumatic. I need to write that down. It's not traumatic. We think it's traumatic.
Yeah, or the thoughts that we think cause with this doubt, right? It creates the trauma for us.
Yes,
and because we think it's true, we stick here. We just get stuck.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That explains a lot.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
so how are you feeling now?
That nobody can do it like me, because I went to tour some new construction homes and I got a couple of videos and I'm about to edit and put my pizzazz on it and just put it on the social
Awesome.
media and just share.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
yeah.
That's so good. Good for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you can use this with anything. Just remember, anytime you're feeling something or that you're either getting a result that we don't like, it takes a moment for us to break it down, to realize like where that's coming from. And it's not that we're doing anything wrong. It's not that what you thought was wrong, because you had really great intentions with, I want to be successful. I think my family wants me to be successful. Like that sounds like a good intended thought. Until we see what it creates for us. How is it making us feel?
Copy. Wow. The power of the mind really can get you like that. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Woo. It's a workout.
It is a workout. Makes you think just a little bit, but it is a workout.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, get creative. I'm more likely to end my result and hit my goal. Hit my goal. Yes. Awesome. No, I'm gonna put this on the mirrors. I'm gonna put this in my car. Yeah, I'm gonna put it everywhere, Lisa, everywhere.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. You come back to me anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime you get stuck.
I can.
Oh yeah, anytime. That's what this is. Yep. And you know what? You're not the only one. That's the amazing part about this, is you're not the only one that has these thoughts, even something like that, like thinking that my family, that pressure we put on ourselves because we think someone else is putting that pressure on us. They physically aren't doing that to us, right? That's not even possible.
Right.
But there's other people out there that will end up listening to the podcast or watching the YouTube, like that will benefit from you sharing what your struggle is, because you're not the only one that has that same struggle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's why I decided to do this, because it provides an avenue for free coaching for people, right? To be able to get through these things, but then to help others at the same time.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate this greatly. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And we'll let that sit with you. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up. And yeah, you can go sign up if you just go to the agentleader.com/coaching, or find coaching on there. You can go click on the free option. Of course, I take paid clients too, but free options, you can always go sign up for a free option. And as long as you're okay sharing it on YouTube and podcasts, then it doesn't cost you a thing.
Absolutely.
So.
I'm an open book.
Awesome. Well, other people, thank you for sure.
Thank you. And I thank you as well, Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for sharing today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.